Hey folks, welcome back. Well, I would say you are in for a treat today. As if yesterday's wildy bosses weren't bad enough, we got another crazy idea overnight here. It came from Rainbow actually, so we're doing this for her today. But she wanted us to give the Nightmare a try. We're not going to do Fosani's Nightmare yet. I believe that's an even harder version, which is very unforgiving in terms of if you pray wrong, you essentially die, from what I read. But we're going to do the more standard Nightmare version, which is still super hard. There's a lot of mechanics baked into it, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. Excuse me, I'm learning all this on the fly. I've got a wiki page pulled up on my other screen here, and I don't even know what gear to bring. So we're going to figure out the gear together. We're going to spot check some of the mechanics and some of the ways that we can protect ourselves from there. And we're going to give it 100% of what we've got. Now, our 100% isn't much, but I think what's good about this is we're walking into it. We're not expecting to get a kill today. We're expecting to make ourselves a little bit harder for her to kill. We want to die less and less as time goes on, but I don't expect to be able to beat her today. We just want to learn the mechanics, we're going to build the muscle memory, and we're going to get a little bit better at not dying so quickly. And if we do that, it's a successful mission. I'm going to roll up some music here. I'm going to gear up, and then we're going to see how do we even get to the Nightmare in the first place. And then we'll go give it a shot, okay? For anybody out there that happens to be familiar with the Nightmare, feel free to drop your feedback in the chat here. Leave some comments after the stream. And hopefully stuff like this is at least interesting for you. If you could follow my channel, I'd greatly appreciate that. What we've got so far is a melee type setup. This is not best in slot, but it's best from our inventory at the bank, so we're gonna roll with it. We do have an Justiciar face guard here. I'm looking now actually, I think our Natiznat face guard might be a more appropriate setup for this, so let me just find that real quick. Okay, we've got that. Let's see, I'm just looking. So from what I gather here, there's going to be like a melee type phase where she's going to attack us with either melee or magic or range. Whatever it is, we're going to try to respond to it with the appropriate prayer so we don't take too much damage. But then after we get through each phase, and there's going to be 3 phases, it looks like there's some sort of like a totem event that happens after each phase. So there's 4 totems, one on each corner of the arena, and it seems like we have to break down some shields in order to reach the totems. And then when we destroy the totems, or maybe activate is a better word, I guess we're not destroying them, but we're activating them, then they do like 800 damage to the Nightmare, and that's ultimately how we beat her. So if we can get through phase 1 here, that's going to be a beautiful thing, but I'm just looking at the wiki guide now to see, like, for the totem phases, what exactly do we need? And it looks like it's more of like a magic type setup that we want to be equipped for there. So we've got just the thing. We've got our Virtus gear here. We've got a Ceradome and God Cape. Let's bring, it looks like our Sanguinista staff is actually a good option for this one, so we'll roll with that. We've got this ward thing that I rarely ever use, but I guess today is the day. Do we have Eternal Boots? I think we do. Perfect. And then our Light Bear. The good thing about this fight, I guess, if there's any silver lining to it, is that no matter what gear we were wearing when we died at the Nightmare, I believe all of our stuff gets thrown into a chest, and then we just have to pay 60k in order to get it back again. So the blow will be a little bit softer than when we were fighting some of the other stuff earlier in the week. You know, sometimes we have to pay like 500k to get our stuff back, which is kind of a drag. So luckily for today, though, that will not be the case. Looks like we need Sandfuse serums, which I don't typically use, but I guess today we'll do what we have to do. We'll just buy like 10 of those and we'll store some in our bank for later. Don't know exactly what we're doing with this. I think she put some sort of a parasite in us. That's exciting. A little bit intrusive there, but it is what it is. Hopefully after 5 minutes we're ourselves again, you know? But I'm going to bring one Sandfuse serum to deal with that. Let's see. It says that we should bring some Sarah brews and stuff. Of course, we would need super combats as well then, so I'm going to make sure to grab that. We might need some stamina. I think it's a little bit of a hike to get to her until we unlock. There's like a certain teleport tablet that she'll drop eventually if we ever get a kill. Let's see. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna bring a teleport tab just because I can only imagine that she's gonna kill me well before I have a chance to teleport, but let's just like pretend like we've got a fighting chance at survival here, so we'll bring an emergency tab just in case. And I do see actually, let me get my rune pouch here. It looks like we need blood, fire, and cosmic runes. Look forward to the next streams on this, because without a doubt we're going to have to do this more than once in order to get actually comfortable with whatever we're doing here. Again, I don't expect to be able to beat this today, but I do expect to teach myself quite a bit about the fight and how to survive there. So hopefully later, well I guess it's the weekend now, but a few days from now we'll come back again. And hopefully we'll be able to get some kill count there. Just trying to see, it looks like they're recommending to have some scrolls. That must be what the runes are for. So I'll grab my magic cape, change my spell book real quick. And that means that we'll need the Book of the Dead. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on in my inventory. I do not feel good about this at all. And I'm just going to grab an anglerfish here, because it's not going to hurt to overheal. Let's see. So, ideally we would get this thing called the Sleepy Tablet, which would eventually teleport us right to the Nightmare location. There's also a Spider Cave teleport, which I don't believe I have right now. Let's see. We do have Draken's Medallion. Why don't we try that? And then this is telling us that we'll want to go to Vers and Haza. Okay. We did that. That's progress for today. Sheesh, where is Fosani? Or not Fosani, but the other one. Rainbow, what did you get us into here? We're getting ready to fight the Nightmare today per your recommendation and request. That's alright, it's okay you weren't here for the other one. That was one of our standard runs at Zalcano. We're in for a doozy here at the Nightmare, so we are gonna die and die and die again. And that's gonna be the whole stream right there. So we're just trying to figure out how exactly we can get there, because I'm not sure where the Nightmare actually is. You're looking at our map here. It looks like we're kind of close to Darkmire. Found in the Sisterhood Sanctuary. Okay, so if you can see my screen here, there's this thing, what is it called? The Krombic Mansion. Krombic something or other, I can't read that. We're going up that way. Let's see. Alright. Oh, Cromwick Manor, that's what it is. Get out of here, Evil Bob. We don't have time right now. We're busy. I think if we walk over this way, isn't there a way to get out from here? There's some way we can just walk right out of here, I believe. Could have sworn there was at least. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was walking the wrong way. That's alright. Okay. So we made it out of there. That's great. Alright, so Evil Bob's still rolling with us. Hey, the more the merrier there. For sure. You think this is creepy. Wait till we get to the nightmare. Yeah, Evil Bob was just an added bonus to the whole creepy element of this, right? We want to get to the Sisterhood Sanctuary. This looks like it would be a sanctuary down here, right? There's a little... Yeah, let's go down here. Usually whenever you've got like a dungeon entrance, that indicates like something you should fear. So, let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we've got to walk through this tunnel here. And then we're going to go, I guess, towards the center. It says the nightmare, so that's a pretty good indicator that the nightmare lives there. We can use our investigative skills to deduce that. Can we walk through here or no? Yep. Folks, I'm going to beg and plead today, if you're not following my channel, if you could please drop me a follow and like the video. This is definitely going to be a sweaty day of us trying to kill the nightmare, and we're probably going to fail. If you could just help soften the blow by following my channel, that would be much appreciated, okay? Thank you so much. This person's glowing, or they're at least ghosty. Hey, how you doing? Tell me about the nightmare. Yeah, she's gonna be hard to beat. She's kind of scary. She's probably gonna rip your head off. Okay, so that's all the stuff that we expected to hear from this glowing person. Anyway. I think we're supposed to... Yep. Hey. You don't look so good. You okay? So, for Iron Man and stuff like that, it's given us a warning that we're about to wake up the nightmare, and that it's considered a not safe death. I guess for some deaths, in Iron Man terms, it's a safe death if you're not at risk of losing your status and all that. For us, we don't particularly care because we're on a standard account. We expect to die today, so we're perfectly fine with the risk here. So I'm just going to wake her up. She'll probably swat at me one time and then I'll die. And then we're going to have to get that whole walk over again. We're going to come all the way back here and try again, okay? So let me drink some super combat. I'm going to put my Warhammer on. Just if we get lucky, we'll try to lower her defense a bit. And other than that, I don't even really know what to expect here. She's got a couple different range and magic and melee attacks, so maybe just enjoy your coffee and watch me flounder around for a few minutes, and we'll come back and try again. Alright, Rainbow, this one's for you. Let's get it. Yes, and don't ask again. Hey. She's gonna pop up and rip my face off. I can feel it. Oh, it's telling us she has to wake up. Okay. We've got 10 seconds, and then she's gonna rip my face off. Here we go. So there's phase 1. If we survive that, there's a totem thing, and then it's phase 2. If we survive that, we're not going to. It doesn't matter. We did get her with the Warhammer, though. That's her magic attack right there. I don't know. Oh, we gotta go over in the good flowers here. We don't want to stand in the dark flowers. I know that. That's her range attack. Now she's doing a mage attack. Mage attack again. Don't stand in the black shadowy things. The hands will grab you. Mage attack. I wish I had brought a better weapon. We're not DPSing her too much. But we also didn't die yet, and it's been at least 4 seconds, so that's pretty good. I think we have to kill these things. These are called, I think they're husks or something like that. And they hold me in place until I destroy them. Wow, we're actually not dead yet. Like, I don't want to, like, jinx us too much, but I thought I'd be dead by now. I'm just gonna drink some potions. Even when I pray the right way against her, we still take a little bit of damage. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. That's her range attack right here. This is her mage attack. If we were doing a bit more DPS, damage per second, we'd be okay. I feel like we're just tanking a lot of her hits, and that's that. Okay. Get away from the hands. Range attack. Mage attack. Ooh, crap, that was her melee attack. I didn't do a good job of protecting from that one. Okay, we're going to the flowers. Range. What was that thing? Ah, crap. What did she kill us with? Does anybody know? Hello, kind sir. Good luck in there. So at least all of our stuff is still here. So like I was saying, I think we're gonna spend 60k. Yeah, in order to get stuff back from the chest, we just pay 60k, so that's not horrible. But what did she kill us with? We're gonna have to play this video back, because it's one thing if I get smashed by her attack and just didn't protect the right way. That's all fine and good. But I don't know what killed me right there, and that's gonna keep happening if I don't figure that out, so I'll have to look into it. We have quite a bit of food left, enough at least for us being in a learning phase here. I think we should just try to kick it again. Yeah, exactly. I feel like the Nightmare, she's really fond of me. Definitely, I feel like we're closer than we've ever been. And even though she killed me, like, it wasn't a horrible experience, you know? So, let's just stick around a little bit longer. What a ridiculous stream this is gonna be. I just poked her again, and now we're just gonna watch her sleep for a minute. And then she's gonna get up in 30 seconds and rip my face off again, so... I guess I'll just drink some coffee. We got 20 seconds. Alright. Now we're ready. Now we're gonna do big things with our day. We're gonna put Piety on. We're gonna Warhammer this lady. And miss. Oh, okay, that's the range attack. Range attack again. Magic attack. That's what that red flowery thing is. Boom. You can see I'm taking damage even though I've prayed correctly. Oh crap. She just did a thing that I missed. Here comes the range attack. Another one. Another one. Get off the black things. Magic. Magic again. Okay, we gotta get in between the good flowers in order to avoid damage. Oh, that was her melee attack. I keep missing the animation. Yikes, for that one. I've got to heal up if I've got time to do it. Here comes the range attack. She's got a very intimidating presence here, as sweet as she is. There's also something about her that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Let's see. Get out of the way here. Oh no, the melee attack. I keep missing that one. There's that tick sound she does when she's doing the range attack, so that one's pretty easy to identify. And the magic attack, it's got a cool visual, so I can kind of see when that one's coming. But that melee attack just keeps slamming me. Am I supposed to be doing totem things yet? I would guess when she gets down to what, 1500 or so? That might be when we have to do the totem things? Oh, I did it. I blocked from the melee attack. Okay. We are stronger than ever. Let's Warhammer her. Wow, we actually got her, guys. I think she's doing the flower thing. Let's get over here. Magic attack. Magic attack. Ah, man, I missed the melee attack again. Hey, stop doing that weird thing you do. Let's try to heal up again. At least we're surviving here. Like, I'm lasting here a lot longer than I thought I'd be able to. Here's these little husks again. I'm still watching her, though, because she's still attacking me even while these husk creatures are trying to kill me. When do I do the totem things, I wonder? It's gotta be any second now. Let's get over here, guys. Dark flowers equals bad. Don't go in the dark flower areas, okay? What am I supposed to be doing here? She's gonna hurt her back if she keeps bending like that. I feel bad for her. When do we do totem things, guys? She's at almost 1400. It's got to be coming up. She's at 1403. Now she's going to do the flower thing again, I believe. Yep. I'm going to heal up here. Oh no, the melee attack. She blasted me again. That thing gets me every time. She's down below 1300 now. I hear some comments in the chat. I'm sorry, it's gonna take me a minute to be able to read those, just because if I like try to live my life here, she's gonna end it on me. So I'm gonna have to wait until I die before I can check out some of the comments. Hopefully you guys are giving me some good tips on like how to progress this thing, you know? Let's see. We're running a little bit low on Sarah potions and stuff, so we're probably going to have to telly in a minute, but I want to at least understand the totem phase crap before we do that. What is she doing? Stop doing that. Oh. Is it only for Phosani's nightmare that the totems become relevant, or is it for this as well, I wonder? I'm stuck in place here, guys. This isn't gonna end well. Ah, crap. Alright. Trippa, thanks for joining, man. Man, between yesterday and today, it's been an experience for you, I'm sure, man. I've been picking some doozies of bosses to fight, but let me grab my stuff here. Guys, I'm gonna telly back to Bin Sinhaza. I believe that's the Theater of Blood temple location. Just because there's a bank here, so I'm gonna refill my inventory, and then we'll go back and try it again. Yeah, I appreciate you guys watching today. Thanks for joining. Just checking out some of the comments. Hopefully this will be good not just for me, but for you guys. Like, I've always been super intimidated by the thought of the nightmare. And then after this, there's going to be an even more enhanced version, which is Phosani's nightmare. So anyway, I feel like we're going to learn some mechanics here, and hopefully through all the times that I die, you guys will be able to come out with some good tips and strategies and stuff, which you'll be able to use for your own fights. But there's definitely a learning curve that we're planning to work through here. What I'd love to do for today is at least get through like one full phase in order to see what the totem phase looks like. And then that'll set the scene for like how much learning we've still got to go, or still have to do from there. Let me check something here. I've got the wiki page pulled up on my other screen, so that's what I'm trying to read real quick. Let's see. I can't see anywhere if there's an exact hit point number that we're trying to get to before the totems start. It just looks like the fight itself is broken up into 3 phases though. So I would have thought that the first phase would have ended at like 1400 hit points. It's glowing because I died and I'm a ghost now. No, that is cool though. Pretty sweet to see the fire cape in action here, you know? Let's see. I don't know if my eyes are skimming past it, but I just can't seem to see when do we actually attack the totems in order to charge them. Let's just roll with it, guys. I feel like we need the experience of like learning how to predict her attack types and stuff like that anyway. Let's just get the walk over with and we'll go back and fight her some more. And then we'll worry about the totems later, okay? If anybody else wants to help research and drop some tips in here, certainly go for it, but I feel like I'll probably have to practice a little bit more on the side, like off stream, in order to figure out all the nuance to it. All things considered, though, I am actually surprised at my survivability there, if that's a word. We actually stayed in there for a good like 5 minutes where it was like hand-to-hand combat with the nightmare. I was fully expecting to get wiped out quicker than that. So I feel like once we understand the totem mechanics and like what each phase is supposed to look like, this is going to be a really interesting fight, certainly, but also a very doable fight once we know what we're in for, you know? There's got to be a reason why they told me to bring all this mage gear with me. I can only imagine that we need to pull that out whenever it's time for the totems. And that's what we're going to use in order to charge them up and do some real damage to her. Again, we can thank Rainbow for this today. She recommended that we switch it up and try a new boss here, and the nightmare looked cool, so here we are, dropping hundreds of K and a lot of sweat trying to figure out something new. But it's for the greater good, because we want to be able to say we can conquer anything in RuneScape, so it's all part of the journey, you know? Yeah, that's a good idea, Trippa. You should look it up. Let us know if there's any boss that you've either fought and you thought is like super cool and fun, or if there's just one that you saw in like a media site somewhere, or you know, just happened to see somebody else fighting in game that you wanted to learn. Let us know if there's a certain boss fight you want us to tackle here, and I'll give it a shot, okay? Let's put our Warhammer back on. I'm gonna drink my super combat now, and then we're gonna walk back in. Let's go wake up the nightmare again. And we are now in her dream. How creepy is that? Alright, man, well, I'm giving you a homework assignment, Trippa. Just Google away. Just Google RuneScape bosses, old school RuneScape, and pick one that looks cool, and then come back to us and let us know what it was, okay? It doesn't need to be today, but whenever you've got the time, man, just feel free to pick one out there, and then we're going to tackle it for you, okay? Nice. We hit her with the Warhammer right out of the gate, so we just lowered her defense a bit. Now we're just going to go back into the rest of the fight. Again, that pink flower thing, that's her mage attack. This creepy back stretchy thing, that is her range attack. And whenever she does this flower thing where she lays the 4 lines of flowers on the ground, we want to stand in the quadrant that has the bright flowers on both sides. So that's the general strategy that we follow here as part of phase 1. For some reason I stood right there and took a lot of damage for no reason. Let me heal up. Alright, when these husk things come out, we have no choice but to kill both of them. So I'm just going to switch my attention to them and attack. Oh, crap. That melee attack gets me every time, guys. That's crazy. I don't know what it is, but I can't seem to get my mind around what that melee attack looks like, and then she smacks me. Here comes the flower attack. Okay, there's mage. There's mage again. Here's the range. I think we got her down to like 1,200 hit points last time. So let's try to get her to 1,000 this time. And hopefully we see the totems by then. You can see on each corner of the arena, there's a totem. If I right click on it, it says examine totem. At some point in time, they become eligible for us to attack. And I think that's when we're going to whip out our magic gear and try to do some damage to them. Oh, I forgot we brought stuff for Skrulls too. Let's pull out one of those bad boys. They'll help us do a bit more damage. While we're meleeing her, maybe our Skrull can make some magic happen and do some damage to her. She blasted me again with the melee. I hate that thing. So she's at 1,600 hit points right now. We got some more husks there that'll wipe out. Every time, guys, whenever she pulls that melee out, I get smacked. I gotta figure out how to spot that with my peripherals. I think she's doing the flower thing now. Yep. So she's at about 1,600 hit points. We also need a better weapon here, guys. I don't think we're running with the smartest setup for what we're doing. You can tell we're not doing nearly as much damage as I wish I was doing, or else she'd probably be close to dead already. So we'll look into that after the fight too and see what exactly we did wrong, you know? Here's the range attack. Hey, I caught it that time. She went for the melee attack and I blocked it for the first time in my life. Let's take a second to heal up a bit here. feel like we're doing it, guys. Like, really, I think a lot of the mechanics throughout phases 2 and 3, I think it's all quite similar to what we're already doing here. Hopefully I'm not too off with that statement, but if we're surviving this long already... She hit me again with the melee. I feel like we can do this. We're gonna pull this off. Not today, but someday we'll pull it off. Alright, she's down to about 1,400 now. Flower attack thingy is coming. So we'll go over here. Let's heal up, guys. She got me again with it, guys. Come on. If I could just better predict that melee attack, I'd be in good shape. Well, she's down below 1,200. That was our initial goal, was at least to get her down, her hit points down far enough that it looked like progress to us, and I would say we did that. So that's cool. Now I just want to see, when do the totems come into play? I'm definitely buying a better weapon after this. We've got it. Aha, take that. I blocked her melee. We're not afraid of you. Nightmare. Easy, boss, that's what I say. Those totems still aren't active though. I'm at a loss for like, when do they actually come out then? Unless we have to get her all the way to 0 in this phase and then they happen. But that seems like it'd be a lot. Certainly with the current setup we have, it would be like an hour-long fight. We're doing it though, guys. I mean, look how long we're alive here at least. Like, even if we don't have a kill count per se, I feel like we're learning this thing for sure. I just protected from her melee again. We're like nightmare professionals here. What a weird thing though. Nope, she's hitting me again. I saw it and I was so sad I didn't even attempt to switch my prayer because I knew she was gonna hit me. Wow, we must have to get her to 0. If those totems haven't activated yet, So without a doubt, we're going to have to find a way to do more DPS to her. And that's going to involve a different weapon setup. I could summon another Scrawl, but he's not going to make a huge difference in all this. But you can see we've gotten her down below 900, so that in itself is kind of cool. Drink some more Super Restore. I was getting a little bit low there because I'm using both Piety and the Protection Prayers for whatever it is that she's attacking us with. I am going to drink some more Sarah's now, but it's kind of a bummer because we're not going to have enough health, I don't think, to actually beat this phase. Assuming that the phase ends when she's at 0. But we're getting better and better. So I feel like what I might want to do here is just go refuel and all that. And then I want to give it one more try today to see if we can at least eliminate her in the first phase. Because that'll really set the scene for like what kind of platform are we using next time when we come back for round 2, you know? Are we fairly comfortable? Are we horrible? Yeah. Let's summon another Scrawl, even though we're running out of prayer pretty quick here, but let's just run this into the ground. We'll accept our death, just because I refuse to just telly out of here after all the hard work we did. And then we'll go gear up one more time. Boom, dead. Hey, we got her down to under 700 health. That's a lot better than what our goal even was. Oh, Rainbow's got some intel for us. Let me collect my stuff real quick, and then I want to read these comments. We'll see, it might help us figure out what we've been missing here. Okay, we got all the stuff. Let's go back to Vers and Haza. Let's see. Okay, so that's helpful. I think, so the first comment there, that was for the melee attack. So whenever she goes back on, I'm just going to say her hind legs, even though she only has 2, but when she leans like straight back, so that's her melee thing. So that's when I've got to protect from melee. So that's good. Oh, she only uses it if you're standing directly in front of her. Oh, that's good to know. So if I just keep walking to the left or right of her, that might prevent her from ever using the melee. So at that point, it doesn't really matter to me what it looks like in the first place, right? Let's see. I'm gonna grab another super combat. I'm gonna pull out my Sarah's. Let me check the equipment guide real quick. I want to see, other than the Fang, is there anything we've got in our bank that might be worth using here? A Hosta, a chain mace, bludgeon. I don't think I have any of the other gear that's listed here. I used to have an abyssal bludgeon, but I think I sold it because I didn't use it that much. Chain mace. Yeah, we're out of luck with better gear. We're going to have to stick with the Fang for today. Let me read the second comment, though. It says... Yeah, that Scythe the Vidder, that's like $1 billion item that I don't have yet, so we definitely don't have the Scythe. The Soul Reaper axe, that might be something that I've got close to enough money for. I could probably look it up here, actually. If you go into this interface, if you click on the equipment diagram here and go into guide prices, you can usually look up some of this stuff. The Soul Reaper axe, let's take a look. Yikes. Hey Rainbow, can I borrow 400 mil? Maybe Trippa's got it. Trippa, can I borrow 400 mil? So that's out. I'll play around with that later, but maybe we might have to go into something like the Abyssal Bludgeon. I feel like that's going to be more affordable. I'll look that one up real quick to see if that's a tier that is within our price range. Okay, the Abyssal Bludgeon is 18 mil, so we can do that if we want to. Maybe for stream number 2 I'll invest in that one, and we'll come back here with something stronger. So it says we need to stack charges during the transition period with Soul Reaper. Trip, I just got your comment. You can barely afford to pay attention. Yeah, man, I feel like I've been putting some hours in here, but it is such a grind trying to get to like some of what this gear costs. Like, I've been playing for years and I still don't have like a twisted bow or the light staff from the TOA raids, but Rainbow, I'm reading that now. It says totems appear when the blue shield is completely depleted / broken. So maybe I was reading this all wrong then. When we were fighting her, I was looking at that bar at the top of the screen, which I think was blue, but maybe you guys know for sure. But I was looking at that, interpreting it to be the Nightmare's health, but maybe that was just the shield health, which would make sense because it seems like we need to completely deplete that bar, which is phase 1. Then that unlocks the totems in the corners, which I then need to attack with magic in order to charge them. And once I fully activate them, that then hits the Nightmare for damage, and we go into phase 2. That's a heck of a lot for us all to remember right now, but it seems like, at least in my mind, it makes sense. So let's run out there. Let's see if we can get that far. Whether we do or don't, we'll probably wrap up the stream for now, but let's see if we can at least get through phase 1, because then we'll see if we understand the fight mechanics, and that'll be a good diving off point for next time. You know what, actually? I'm gonna go back one more time. Sorry to do this, guys. I feel like what we haven't used much of is our stamina, and we never got to the Sandfew part, so I'm gonna deposit this stamina potion, and I'm gonna grab another super restore, because we almost ran out last time. And I think that'll be good for now. Alright, let's roll. Let's go conquer our Nightmare. Yeah, you're onto something, Rainbow. I think it looks to me from the wiki page that the Abyssal Bludgeon does a bit more damage per second than the Zombie Axe and that Kudril thing. So we're probably just going to buy a Bludgeon just because Trippa told us to. No, I'm just kidding, but but we're going to do it for the love of the stream. We're going to drop 18 mil, and we're going to take down this Nightmare together. It's cool though, man. Trippa, you'll probably like this though, especially if you're just getting a feel for some of the different weapons and stuff that are in the game. This, excuse me one sec, I was losing my voice there, but this Abyssal Bludgeon, you collect all the different parts of it when you fight this thing called the Abyssal Demon, It's like this big red blob-looking boss thing that attacks you with like various things. But anyway, once you get all the unique drops from it, then you can actually build this two-handed weapon, which is the bludgeon. And it's this huge thing that, like, it's bigger than your body, essentially. And that's why you need to hold it with two hands. So you're just kind of, like, spinning around trying to hit the other, like, the monster with it in order to crush it. So, where did I go here? So anyway, that's going to be a cool thing for us to see on a future stream. So anyway, we'll make sure to circle back on that. And by the way, while I was talking, I just went into the basement of some random character's house and ended up nowhere. That's why I was so confused as I was describing that, is I don't know where I went, but it wasn't the Fasani Nightmare dungeon. It was probably somewhere scarier. She's a nightmare to pay for. You guys know this is gonna bug me forever until we get our first kill. Like, even though I say the stream will be over soon, without a doubt I'm gonna be practicing this later today so I can get comfortable. Because now I'm gonna want to come back and at least make a video of it. But just as a personal achievement, it's like, it's unfinished business now, you know? So, let's drink our super combat potion. Yeah, man, at least it's not the wildy is right. We lost so much money yesterday just going into that Callisto bear and dying and dying and dying, and then the PKers came and killed me, and so far we're in this thing for about 200k, which still stinks, but it's not like 5 mil or anything like that, you know? Alright, let's wake her up. Let's see if the bar at the top is actually blue. Based on Rainbow's research, it seems like it would be. But I honestly wasn't really paying too close of attention to it. I was just kind of looking at the number itself. We're gonna bring up our scroll right out of the gate here. As soon as we get to about 5 seconds, I'm gonna raise him. And then together, we're gonna take down this nightmare. Here we go, guys. Let's get it. Nice. We just got our spec hit there, so we did lower her defense. Now I've just got to keep my wits about me. Rainbow, I'm using your strategy where I'm trying not to stand directly in front of her, so maybe that way she won't use her melee against me. Boom, take that. 47 in your face. Alright, she's down to about 1800. We're doing it, guys. We're getting past phase 1 this time. Boom. That was the melee right there. Block that, baby. Okay, now we have to kill these husk things. And then I'm gonna sip some of my super combat while we're doing that. Let's bring back our Skrull again. We'll keep him rolling this whole time. We'll see how much damage we can do with him. Here comes the flower attack. Easy. Range. Mage. Mage again. No! Blast. She got me with the melee attack. Don't tell Rainbow. I'm going through quite a bit of prayer while we're doing this fight. I'm gonna have to research that as well to see if there's any strategies I can use to not use so much prayer. I mean, I guess once we have a better weapon, that in itself is gonna help us out, because that should lessen the time of the fight. But I feel like right now I'm sipping a prayer pot like every 20 seconds or so. Here's the flower attack thing. She's at about 1,500 hit points. I'd say we're doing okay. There's the magic attack. I could do without these husks. They're popping up pretty regularly here. Oh no, guys, she blasted me with her melee attack again. Bummer. It's okay, I mean, we're not dead, but she hit me for like 50 there, so that rocked me a bit. Excuse me there. I don't know what just happened there. I don't know if she meleeed me again or something, but something hurt me. I feel like I wasted a few sips of my potion here, which I'm not thrilled about. She's down to about 1,400, or I should say the shield is down to about 1,400. I feel like I'm struggling quite a bit to keep my health up this time, though. Primarily due to silly mistakes, but it's really that melee attack that's still getting the better of me. It happens a little bit quicker than the other attacks do, so I'm still struggling to get in front of it. Alright, she's under 1,200 again. You can see I've got my finger on the trigger here. I'm hovering over my protect from melee for whenever she tries to hit us with that again. I'll be ready. Alright, she's at 1,100. Now we're cooking with grease. There's the magic attack. Here comes another range. Gonna try to heal up a little bit. I'm dangerously close to dead there, so. Alright, she's under 1,000, guys. I mean, we're putting up a fight here for sure. I hope that we can get her through phase 1, but either way, I'm proud of what we've done today. We fear nothing, not even our worst nightmares. Oh, crap! Every time I look away, that's when she does that melee attack. Like, every single time. Wild. Alright. We're getting a little bit low on prayer and all that. I'm really hoping we can get her down the last 900 here. Aha! Not today, nightmare. Alright. Got her down to about 800, or at least the shield. Crap. Didn't know what that was that she was using against us. It's kind of nice when she keeps doing that weird back stretchy thing. At least we don't have to switch our prayer when she does it a bunch of times in a row. I'm going to sip a super combat, try to keep our stats up, and then I'm going to try to hit her with a warhammer in just a minute. Because it seems like we're not doing quite as much damage again as we were in the beginning. Boom. We got her with that. We're holding our own, guys. Like, it's taken a while for sure, but the fact that we're not dead is pretty cool. It's kind of hard to see this magic attack of hers when all those other flowers are on the ground. Let's heal up a little bit while she's doing her morning stretches. I protected from the melee again, Rainbow. That was kind of cool. Whenever she does that hand grabby thing and these husks are on us, I did read up that the game will not put a black hand portal beneath us, so that's kind of a good thing. It's one less thing to worry about when you're fighting the husks, so that's cool. I don't think we had the shield down this low before, did we? Under 500? I think this might be the best we've done so far. Boom, and I protected from the melee attack again. So there's that. Man, we are not hitting her at all, though. We're smacking like straight zeros. That's it. I'm pulling out the warhammer again. We've hit with that warhammer spec a notable number of times. I feel good about that. She's under 400 now. We've only got 3 doses of prayer potion left though, unfortunately. So if we don't break this shield down soon, we might end up just getting smacked because we can't pray the way we would want to. But she is under 300 now, at least for shield phase 1, so we've got a good chance still. No, she meleeed me, and it hurt real bad. Sorry, guys. Let me heal up, though. We still might pull off the phase 1, so I'm not giving up hope, but I gotta stop doing silly things. Alright, the shield is under 200, that's good. I think we're gonna do this, guys. I believe in us now. And then it's a matter of what do we do then, you know? I think I've got to throw my, crap. I would have to throw my magic gear on real quick. Hopefully I didn't just botch it to the point that we won't see it, but I have to put my staff on and all that, and then we're gonna try to shoot the totems. Alright, she's got about 100 left in that shield thinger. $86. Let's get over here. I knew she was going to pull the melee out. She was trying to catch me sleeping again. Alright guys, we don't have any prayer left. So it is what it is at this point. We're either going to DPS her and see the totems, or we're not. We're going to die. Come on, 42. Just show us some love here. Get us some DPS. This is going to be wild if we end up getting killed right before we see the totem thing. She's at 32. No, come on. Okay, there's 0. Let's put on our mage gear. Oh, crap, what are we doing? What's happening? Okay, well we saw it. So it looks like I got a few shots off on the totems there. I know it was real quick, so we'll probably have to play the video back. But the gist of it was that we got through phase 1, which unlocked the totems, and then I started to blast them with magic, and you could see that each one of those has a little bar like at the top of, like above the totem. So I believe we just have to keep protecting ourselves from her attacks while we charge the 4 totems. And once we charge those 4, they kind of do this power blast against her, and she gets hit for 800 hit points. So then that unlocks phase 2. We go through the whole thing again, and then the totems blast her a second time. And then we go into phase 3. We go through all that again, and the totems blast her a third and final time. So we shall not fear the nightmare. We learned enough about this now that we know what we need to do. Now it's just a matter of figuring out what gear is out there that's better than what we used today. Are there better things I should be eating? Are there different prayers I should be using? All that stuff we're going to figure out. So we'll capture what we did today. We've got some notes. We got some takeaways. Trip is going to come back with his own homework assignment and let us know what other boss we're going to focus on. But either way, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you both watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Later.